a handful of you guys from last year. How do you feel like you've made a name for yourself amongst this incredibly deep roster?
Just keep my head down and grind every single day. As my guy Billy says, trust in the process, TTP. Go with that motto every single day along that group. And just trust in the process throughout time. And, when Coach Dion came, I was expecting for it. That's something I expected for it to happen, and I wanted to bring myself. I was raised in Detroit, Michigan, so I grew up in tough environments and tough things. So it wasn't too big of a upside.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard to transition, and you know what needed to be done to put that work in. Just like, I think you might have heard it through the grapevine, but I'm just going to tell you now that Andre Hart said that if they played a game today, that you would be the starter.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your work has warranted kind of that accolade and that kind of statement?
I'm just taking it with a grain of salt, just going out there and grind every single day, regardless of the fact that he said I'm going to get started or not, because I got to be better every single day and get better with my teammates and get the defense better. So they go out and play TCU in the season. Yeah, so it's something good to hear, but in the end of the day, I still have to grind every single day.
Take me back to that meeting when, I think it was December 3rd or December 4th, when Coach Prime was hired and you guys were all sitting in that room. What was kind of your mentality? Just what was he saying, and how did you receive that message?
Honestly, I received the message as it's time to work.
Yeah.
Honestly, there wasn't no fear in my heart. There was nothing, because I've always, I was a four-star athlete coming out of high school, so I've always dedicated myself to putting in the work in the team. I've had multiple head coaches on the team, guys come in, make big shifts on the team. This is the biggest shift I've seen on the team, but I knew I was going to have to work, and it wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah. I guess it's hard to pinpoint. You kind of go by every day. But what has been, I think, the most challenging aspects of this year and the most rewarding aspect of this year?
So we play with a new offense now, and tempo is very high. So I feel like practicing is a lot more intensity. And we're going out there just working every single day. Every day is a grind. And there's no slacking. Coaching on our butts every single day. And they're pushing towards perfection. So I feel like that's a really big difference. And we just keep working towards perfection.
So you've made the move from outside to inside, and I think it's paid dividends just from what Andre Hart has said. How do you feel like that transition's been for you? Do you feel like you're producing more?
Yeah, I've always felt that I was a solid linebacker since my college career. I played all three linebackers. So I played Sam, and Will. I played Sam last year because they needed me in a position. It was something I could do. I covered tight ends, athletes, linebacker, who I space and cover. And then towards the middle of the season, I ended up going back to Mike. So, the transition hasn't been really too hard because I came to school to play inside.
Yeah. You knew in your heart that you were going to be inside.
Exactly.
How did you end up outside in the first place? Or just kind of rotating?
We had a deep linebacker room last year, 3 senior linebackers, and I was one of those athletic linebackers who go out space and cover the tight end, and also fill edge. So just my attributes, play outside linebacker. Very versatile.
So you have Brendan Gant. He's not playing right now, but you have Vonta Bentley. Just such a deep room overall. Have you kind of seen those Southern other school remnants within their game that you're wow, they can produce?
Yeah, those guys, they're pretty fast and they're smart and go out there and do some daily basis. They came from big schools, so as they came from big schools, we all spread knowledge within each other. So, what'd you learn from this school? What'd you learn from that? You know what I'm saying? Or people that came around and just spread knowledge and become a better group overall. It's good for us.
Yeah. As you've gotten to know those guys, or just anyone within the roster, has anyone's story or upbringing kind of surprised you, or anyone have a fun story of how they ended up in Colorado?
It's honestly crazy how everybody ended up in Colorado. Nobody really expected for this to happen. So at the end of the day, everybody's coming from a different origin, and we're all just coming together at the same time.
Who do you feel like is your new bestie on the roster?
I mess with my guy Kyrie Mans. Me and Billy real close, so we get along with him real good.
You've been here your entire college career. When you look out on this field and just kind of the new chapter that Colorado's going through, where do you feel like this team is going to be in the fall? And overall, what do you want to accomplish this season?
Just overall, like I want to reach towards the Pac-12 championship, reach towards those little things that we weren't able to achieve in the past. Just having a winning season, stuff like that. Folsom has always had great fans. So the fans that we bring to the stadium, we always got to give those guys a show and help produce for the city of Boulder.
I talked to Chance May in the offseason when he made the move to Colorado, and he told me that, last year coaches weren't necessarily on the same page. You'd go to one coach and you'd be told to do one thing, and then you go to another coach and you'd be told to do another thing. Can you resonate with that statement? And was that kind of the vibe and the mentality that was going on last year?
Yeah, well, I feel like a lot of people were on the same page, as Chance said. But we're just now looking to build from our past mistakes and build from the past. We had good players last year. I still believe in my brothers from the past team. But at the end of the day, we had some small difficulties with our team.
Yeah. Sometimes in football, dysfunction and those intangibles are really hard to grasp.
Yeah.
And I think now I just see he's getting a completely new and fresh start. And do you see just a new era of football coming into this program?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, we definitely changed the culture around here. It's gonna be, Colorado has some big stuff to look towards.
Well, thank you, Marvin Ham. You're probably going to see him maybe starting this season, but thank you for talking with me, and I'm so excited to see what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
It was great to see you.